Welcome back to the Sandy Hahn podcast, episode 41. Very excited to have some dear old friends with me today. To get started, before I introduce them, I'm going to talk about a couple things. Mainly this past week, I've been talking about on the podcast where having sleep issues, and I'm still dreading going to bed at night because it's so difficult. And this past week has been no different. Actually, I slept a little bit last night. It's the best I felt physically. I think because these guys are around me, and I'm excited. And moving physically better too, especially my ankles. So I'll just talk about it real quick. Last Saturday night, the issue was I've been taking different doses of sleeping pills, and some nights it works too well, and some nights it won't well enough, and it's very frustrating. And so last Saturday night, casual night, I took some extra sleep pills that night, and usually I should be in bed pretty soon afterwards, and I waited too long and had a few more beers. And then I got up and it kicked in, and I was out of it, and I was walking through the kitchen with my walker here, and I just wiped out, ate it. So this is a funny ending. I can laugh about it now, but at the time it was bad. I couldn't get up. I was on the wood floor with my knees. My ankles were all twisted because putting all my weight in my ankles. I couldn't get up. It was 2 or 3 in the morning. It was not good. So I crawled back to the couch, ended up sleeping there, and of course fell into a deep sleep. I ended up pissing on the couch. So I just soiled it, and it was awful. I got up, do it a lot lately, and managed to get back in there. And then I didn't even think about my ankles, but they were so bad. I thought I broke them. So the rest of the week was me hobbling around, barely getting out of bed. And then on top of that, I got a flu bug of some sort. Mary Beth had it prior to me than I had, so I spent 2 days not only not being able to walk, but I was vomiting, other things that I won't get into detail, but it wasn't good. So finally, Thursday was feeling a little bit better, and ended up going to talk to a sleep doctor. So I'm going to try. I'm trying to use my CPAP machine again, which is a pain in the butt, but I'm trying it. And I ended up going to get X-rays at the urgent care. So it's not broken, and they're already feeling better. So that's good. Then a few other things. Finally got a date for the golf tournament. We're doing a golf tournament this summer. It's going to be July 17th at Elyria Country Club, and we're going to get this just confirmed. So I get details. We're going to do this up, make it a big party. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, the last part too is T-shirts. I still owe some people I know who've responded and bought some, and I appreciate that. And I've been lax on getting those out. Someone we should get those out this next week. So now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to 3 of my dear friends. Unfortunately, we're missing a fourth one, Ken Ripich, who's over in the UAE on business. But
looking for my wife.
What's that?
Looking for my wife.
Yeah, yes. And
so it begins.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. So I had taken some notes, and I usually do that with this group. Don't need to. There's going to be so much banter and funny things going back and forth. These guys are hysterical. I had the pleasure of playing golf with them a lot.
Our wives don't think we are.
Back when I could out at Westwood. So let's just get ripping. I will start because one of the first things I know one story, but the first time you guys, met me, I was curious to what you first thought, because a lot of people have some interesting first impressions, and then I kind of grew on them. But I know one in particular. We'll start with Tom because it's so funny. So I'll let you.
Are we thinking the same story, Double Eagle?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, love it. Bill Lenhart invited us to Double Eagle before the memorial, maybe 1996. And I'm walking up. There are a lot of guys I don't know, and walking up to the practice green, and I see a guy with, I think the brand's called Loudmouth. Loudmouth shirt, Loudmouth shorts,
pants,
a beret.
Very loud, very
loud
colorful
laughter.
I need to be seen. I think I got to be seen. Okay.
I said to myself, God, I hope that guy's not in my foursome. And lo and behold, not only was he in my foursome, he was in my cart. So I put my bag on the cart, and I happened to look. Sandy was on the passenger side, and I happened to look in the cubby hole on the cart, and I saw 2 tins of Skoal, a pack of smokes, maybe some cigars, and cold beer, and I'm like, maybe this guy isn't so bad after all. So that's under the banner of be careful of judging people, and we had an absolute ball that day. Then the 19th hole was fun, and the steak dinner we had that night.
I met you. I didn't know you.
That's right.
That dinner.
Right.
And when you said how you like the wine, I was like, I don't even know what the wine you said was.
Oh, so
hysterical.
Hyde
Bobby,
Park.
well, you'll like the line.
I was with you.
Okay, so I
Is that when
stole
I
it.
dropped trowel up front?
Yeah, you did. And the women upset you.
I stole the line from Dennis Miller when the wine steward came over, and I don't know who sipped it. Maybe they gave it to me
You.
to sip.
You
And I said, it's precocious but never busy. And
And I'm looking at it like,
Larry
"Who is this man?"
Larry went crazy. So that's when I met Sandy, and then I remember the next day we had massive hangovers, and we pretty much talked the whole drive up 71. Like, are you going into work? I don't know. You? I don't know.
We became fast friends, so and again, I tend to grow on people. The first impression is not always the best, but Larry, what do you recall? I know a few stories.
I met you golfing, and we had already known each other very little. And I think my wife invited you and Mary Beth to the pool party.
That's what I was thinking.
And, the average age at the pool party was around 90. And we were in the back
farts.
and having a good time. My back was to, I didn't even know they had a DJ. And you had left and just sitting there with your wife, and we're talking. And all of a sudden you hear that little screeching sound of a microphone getting put in, and Mary Beth gives the, oh dear God. And I was like, what? She goes, he's going to sing. He's going to sing.
The party was kind of lame.
It was very late.
It was like,
And I
I'm
turned
like,
around.
all right, okay, I'm going to get this shit going.
Yeah, they were probably playing Frank Sinatra and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, Sweet Child of Mine, you picked.
I requested that.
And you were just rocking the place. And you could see
Killed it.
2/3 of the crowd looking in horror. Like, who is this guy over there?
Mrs. Hamersham.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah, it was
incredible. And
doing
that one
extra
woman went
rows
up to
and-
dance with you, and you threw the mic back to the DJ, and she
Well, I
was
s- I
stunned
started-
at your dancing skills.
She got in front of you dancing. I started really humping her really hard into, and
West-
she was like, "Oh God, get out of here!"
And I remember looking up, and all of the valets
In the
were
wake?
standing up top looking down like they've never seen a party like this in their lives.
Got it going though.
Oh my God, the place rocked.
And no letter, even.
No,
No,
were
Eddie
afraid.
Coleman and even the people from inside were up
Yeah.
there watching.
I was going to
going.
say, and actually you got a ton of people up there dancing. You were a party catalyst, so.
The committee was asking whether we needed to pay him, as entertainment.
I should have got a few tips at least. And Bobby, I knew you a lot before Westwood, but
Avon Oaks.
yeah,
Avon Oaks, we knew each other then, not well. But
No, it
then
took-
when
took
you
us a
came
while.
over to Westwood, we became golf partners.
yeah.
And it was the blue coat. The blue coat, you and I, you were the stick. I was just along to give you a few pars. But Friday, right, you have the two, and we were in, I think, either the first or second flight. You were like a 6 handicap. I was probably a 12. And I still remember Laurel and I, my wife, we had a wedding that night or some event. And I couldn't stay around for the parties. But we did pretty well on Friday. We were in the hunt for our flight, right? So I remember I pleaded, Sandy, just make sure, get home by about midnight. We're kind of in this thing. Oh yeah, absolutely, Bobby. I'm in, right? So all I see, the first person in the locker room is Joe Minotti. And Joe says, Bob, did you see Sandy last night? I said, no, I did. I hope he makes it, right? Then I don't know who else. I must have had 6 guys come up and say, I hope Sandy makes it today. And I went up to Joe, because Joe was the first one. And I said, Joe, what do you mean? He said, well, let's just put it this way. He finished at my house, but I rolled him out of the car into his front lawn at 5:30.
Oh,
So I said, okay, we were playing Greg Duncan and Jeff Hauk, two serious golfers, right? Great players. And our tee time was at 8:30. It's about, 8 o'clock, driving range, no Sandy. 8:15, no Sandy. 8:25, no Sandy. Greg and Jeff tee off first. I tee off, and they're like, Bob, good luck. It's going to be just you
2-on-1
playing
fast
us.
break.
And right then and there, I hear, literally, if it's, let's see if this,
oh yeah.
it is Rodney Dangerfield with the horn. One of the caddies is driving him up on a golf cart to the first tee, beer in hand still. Bobby, we got this. How'd you do? I said, well, I'm down the middle. I could, it's a team event, could use you. Sandy gets up, tees the ball up, kind of swaggering as he normally does. 20 feet to the left. He goes, your hole. So it was your hole for 9 holes. And I held my own against him. I think we were down 1. And then you came on like a rock star. And I think we ended up winning on the 18th.
Took me 9 holes to wake up.
It's usually the alchemy of which of the things you're taking eventually kicks in and it works.
Yeah.
Took a while.
And we were golf partners for a while. I don't think we won anything, but
No, but we had fun.
boy, did we have
Boy,
fun.
did we have fun.
Yeah.
There was so many fun stories out there, and I'll tell one with Kenny Rip, because he mentioned in our text thread about the headbutting. And I don't know if you guys
I don't know that.
I don't know it either.
saw that, or I
No.
don't think you were there. It was, and I'm even a little hazy about it, but I do remember we played in some event, and everyone's upstairs smoking cigars and partying. We ended up down in the lower bar, at Westwood, the old lower, which I love that. And me and Kenny and a couple guys get out of the crowd and got some drinks, and we're talking, and we start messing around a little bit. And again, I wish he was here because I'm kind of losing my thought train, but I just decided, because it was something we used to do in college, a bunch of idiots. I just fucking headbutted. Almost knocked him out. He's like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh yeah, that's really, come on, man. And he was not happy. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, I'm so sorry. It was just something me and guys would get stupid with and do, and
After he got the 3 stitches, he was
yeah,
fine.
I think he was running like, who the hell is this guy?
Is that a cute little game Tom Lawrence plays?
Oh yeah, a lot of the just punching games. We should do that. In
I
college.
watched
Just
you do
walk
that.
up and just stand there, just jack somebody right in the boom. I don't know. We're idiots, okay? But everything my brothers did to me growing up, I think, it explains a lot. It's the reason the way I am. So, so many fun stuff. And then, so let's. What was the next one I had? Oh, Augusta. And Bobby, you got to tell. I mean, I know I went. I'm gonna tell you the first time you invited me, because it was 2005, and I was in between jobs. I just quit one, kind of meandering, not sure what I was going to do, and you invited me to go. And at first I was like, yeah, I don't know, I'll have to get back to you in like 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like, yeah, I'm going. How often do you get invited to Augusta? I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I'm in. I'll figure it out. So we went, and that was the year that Tiger and DeMarco won, or playoff, and Tiger won. So you asked me when I wanted to go, either Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. I'm like, I want Saturday, Sunday. And Thursday, Friday, they only got 9 holes in because it was rained out. And Bobby told me when I was coming down, he goes, bring some golf shoes. And not to be, like the guy on the course wearing the golf shoes, because you're going to need them. And it was the best tip I ever got, because we got there and I had these golf shoes on, and it's so muddy and hilly there. There were ladies dressed up to the nines who would fall down the hill covered in mud. Everyone's covered in mud, and I'm just like, Bobby. So I got 27 holes on Saturday, 27 holes on Sunday, in a playoff.
Nice.
And
Exactly.
Got that money's worth.
it was unbelievable. So how, I never really knew the story. I think I knew, but how that started. There's an old couple I remember staying in their house.
Van and Gladys Ivy. All three of you guys know Van and
They were
Gladys.
so cool.
The most wonderful people
Right.
living in North Augusta, South Carolina, because the Savannah River separates Georgia and South Carolina. So we'd all stay at Van and Gladys's house, who were the most wonderful people in the world.
Didn't
And
Kenny Rippich pee on their rose bushes?
he did. He did.
I may be stealing your thunder.
No, not at all. We should make sure that's immortalized
Yeah.
because,
It now is.
Don't edit that out.
yeah.
Shout out to Kenny.
The roses grew well the next year, though. I do know that. So Van and Gladys met Ed and Joan Conrad, my parents, down in Florida at Atlantis Country Club on the East Coast. Ed and Joan had tickets through Goodyear, and Van and Gladys knew Spike Anderson and her husband Bill. By the way, Spike's the lady in this. And as my dad, being a very shy individual, got along great and we're looking for a hotel, stay with us. And so the relationship began. My mom and dad stayed with Van and Gladys. Van and Gladys got the very first tickets to Augusta when the tournament started. They paid 25 cents for a ticket. 25 cents.
What
They
year?
couldn't give them away. I want to say they started getting them in the 50s, late 40s, and couldn't give them away. Yeah, we'll take 4. And so they hit it off with my parents, and they gave all 4 tickets to our family because they were not golfers and didn't enjoy it. So I got to take
All of us.
friends.
Is it because of Larry that we've
Yeah.
never been invited back?
Tom, could you tell the
We
story?
need to delve deeper into these Augusta stories because they are hysterical.
It's embellished by Tom.
16th hole, Tom, you
All right.
tell it. You're
All
the
right,
best.
So, and I don't remember the year. I suck at remembering what
I
year
wouldn't know
things were,
either.
but Bobby invited
Every year at
me,
Augusta's
Larry,
great. It was
and-
all good.
And Kenny ripped down.
Yeah.
And I think we had the Friday. You had another crew coming in Saturday. So you got lucky with 2 days. But so I think we were down Friday. And
We ran and put our chairs on the 16th.
are you telling the story? or
Just
am I?
want to make sure you know it.
Got it. So
He's going to embellish this.
well,
way
no,
too much.
I won't embellish it, but you're wrong already because you're not allowed to run at Augusta. So we walked
Fast walk.
We walked quickly.
It's like a married couple here.
We love each other.
It's just begun. But we put our chairs down on 16.
Right.
And, you know, for the listeners that haven't been to Augusta, it's almost like
Sacred.
church-like whisper, reverence. Like it's
Sacred
it's a
ground.
special place.
Right.
So we put our chairs down and then we all walked the course. We followed people that weren't in the hunt, you know, and wanted to kind of walk every hole, and we eventually made our way back to 16. So we're sitting down, and I think I said, hey, I'm going to go get a round of beers. You guys good? And Rip and Bobby are like, yeah, whatever you get's cool with us. And Larry, of course, having to be difficult, said, and I'll do it this way. Hey, Kenny, Bobby, Larry, you guys want a beer? Yeah, thanks, Tom. And then Larry said, I think I want some M&Ms. And we all turned to Larry and said, shh. And Larry said, I don't know if I want plain or peanut. And we're like, Larry, shut up. And these 2 southerly gentlemen next to us turned to me and said, I don't care what you get that guy, but get him something to put in his mouth so he'll shut up. That's when I thought you were going to lose the tickets.
And you love that. Couldn't make you happier. The story's slightly off, but I'll accept it. It's close enough.
Bobby was there. He can correct me.
I think it went the way Tom said.
But then how about at night? When, you know, Augusta's
You went
not
to
a
the
culinary destination?
Correct.
Like we're at Applebee's or Olive Garden or something?
No, I think we did the Bloomin' Onion at
Was that
Outback Steakhouse.
Steakhouse.
Maybe-
Outback
It was
Steakhouse.
That was the best
Right.
restaurant
It
in
was
town,
steak.
right?
Yeah.
So, remember the autographs?
Oh, I do. We're sitting there having dinner, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that girl comes up to our table and asks for your autograph.
Yeah. I don't know why.
And you signed.
So I signed it. I said, "What's your name?"
He looks like a professional.
And she
does.
said,
He's always
she
wondering
said,
about
"My name's Sarah." I said, AH or just A? She said, "No, AH." I said, "Dear Sarah, best of luck, Tom McIntyre." And with that, another person came up from another table, said, I hate to do this, but I see you're okay signing autographs. Would you sign my to-go box?" And I said, "Sure, what's your name?" "Betty." "Dear Betty, best of luck, Tom McIntyre." Well, the final one was the waitress came over, and I feel horrible about this. She took her visor off, and she said, "Would you mind signing my visor?" And I kid you not, I signed Tom McIntyre in between VJ Singh and Phil Mickelson. She was collecting all these great signatures.
The value of that
so
visor
excited.
went down.
Incredible.
Yeah, that was
You were a celebrity.
that was hysterical.
That's funny.
And that's why we haven't been invited back.
Yeah.
Do you still have those tickets?
Sadly, Van and Gladys both passed away, and they had no children. And tickets at Augusta only travel through lineal descendants. So the game's done. Last year, I think, was 2018.
Thanks a lot, Larry.
So how many years did you have them for?
Since 1994.
Wow.
Pretty good run.
A fantastic run.
Did you make every year, or
I did. I made every year.
Well, your sister would take it. Oh,
And
you would-
we'd rotate around. Yeah, no, there was a year. You're right. Sharon went the whole year. Yeah, she did.
you
the
gave
whole
her
year.
1 year.
Yeah, I did. Trying to be magnanimous.
what do those tickets go for now? I mean,
Depends on the
aren't they
day
some of
in the
most
tournament. But if you
expensive?
buy Sunday and Tigers in the Hunt or someone, they're like $5,000 just for the Sunday, right? But if you get them for the whole week, is what you get. The face value of the ticket now, I think, is $225 for 4 days. 4 days. Might be $250. I don't even know now. But
That's a steal.
But they're just,
It is.
but they're
Well,
hard
the
to
food's
get.
cheap down there, too.
That's
Like a
right,
buck
it
or a
is.
hot dog.
pimento
Sandwiches?
pimento sandwich, the
I-
chicken
Beer is
sandwich,
like
egg
$5.
salad.
I had one of every sandwich.
Yep.
I took a bite of the pimento and I spit it out, and it's disgusting. But I remember every day it was just, I vividly remember because we were there, 7 a.m. or 6:30 a.m.
Right.
We'd meet at the Waffle House.
Yeah, or as Ed called it, the Awful House.
Yes. And then we give it.
Sorry, Waffle House. No commercials for you.
No sponsorship.
Yeah.
We get to the tournament. Everyone's
sponsorship's
waiting, and
Coors.
again, there's no running. They open the doors, and everyone's just walking gently, but eventually, start doing
shot.
a fast walk. Because again, like Tom had mentioned, it's so sacred. Where you walk up and you put your seat down, and that's your seat
Period.
for the
Never
rest of the
touch.
day. Nobody can take it. You sit in it, plant it down, and then you can run around the course, and that's your seat. I remember it was the Sunday when Tiger and DeMarco win the playoff. We had seats, planted my seat right in front of the front left bunker on 18, and we had set 4 up there. It's me and you and I forget who else. But then we ran all around the course. And then, so it's nice you have a seat. The problem is that it's like 10 deep seats, and it's half the hole long. To get to your seat is difficult. And then, of course, when you get to your seat and then you got to pee, I'm like, oh God, now you waddle through this crowd. But everyone's so polite, quiet, professional, except
I don't have a whisper voice.
the siren. Yeah, he doesn't have an inside voice. That's so great. So we're gonna get some other Rip stories in here. I'm with the one. Oh, that was the Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Laurel was involved with that.
Laurel worked there for 8 years. Development department, got to go to a lot of the induction ceremonies. I didn't get to sign autographs like Tom, but yeah,
You don't
absolutely.
have that rock star look.
You do. You have just the look. Yeah, there's a song for you, right? The look. Who sings that?
It is that. Don't know. Should know that. Forget. I remember the one What, a couple
You
of years,
got the-
because Laura got, was involved with the event, and we went,
The induction ceremony.
yeah,
Yeah.
back before, I don't think it was built yet back then, when we went to the one event, prior to the Rock and Roll being built.
Oh, yeah.
bunch of them.
In New York?
But there was a thing in Cleveland. I can't remember what year it was. That doesn't matter.
Prior to 93, I think is when the Rock Hall got built. I should know this, but I don't remember. I think 93 or so. But yeah,
But there was one event we were having a lot of fun. Of course, overserved, and I think the B-52s were on stage, and the girls, although the wives ended up on the stage, I ended up getting on stage. I think Ken was like trying to get me on the stage, and Ken's not a big guy, and back then I was rather
svelte.
and he tried to pick me up like on his shoulders, and he couldn't do it. He almost fell over. Like, just put me down, put me down. He's just he's such a great guy. And again, for not being a big guy, I remember playing golf with him. Is how far he hit the golf ball.
Kills
Oh,
it.
Is he
Kills
still
it.
Crushes it. Yeah.
He still hits it a long way.
He still does.
Does he get Westwood still?
Still at Westwood. Yeah. Left for a short time.
Yeah. Red tail.
Red tail. but
Red
he's
tail.
back. You know, past president.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is he at Inverness also?
He was.
He stopped.
I don't know if he's still there. Ken, if you're still there, we'd like to play.
Thank you.
Why haven't we
Thank
been
you, Bob.
invited?
Right.
Maroon, Pepper Pike,
Yeah.
Bobby Country.
We're lining them up.
Yeah.
Were there
Round robin.
Were there more beers out there, Larry?
I could go get more.
I think we should.
All right, let me do it.
Thank you.
On the server.
We're just going to keep
Now we
going.
can talk about Larry that he's going.
Oddly enough, this is the first time of all the podcasts where we've been imbibing, which I think is awesome.
We're glad we could change that program for
Thank
you,
you.
Sandy.
Yes,
Oh,
you
Larry.
were. You were
And we have sponsorships. I
Taking
said
it to
before,
a new
Coors
level.
Light, right?
Larry helped himself. So, shy, quiet Larry.
I appreciate that. So speaking of, now you need to give me some more detail on the wine and how that came about. I mean, I know we've always loved wine, but so tell me about that.
Oh boy! All right,
No.
this could be this could be an issue.
Larry, I'll help you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know my problems.
So growing up, we had some of the best wine on the table you could ask for. Blue Nun, Lancers, maybe a little bit of Gallo.
Get a little Woodbridge when you're going crazy.
Well, no, Woodbridge was
After a good year?
too highfalutin.
Boone's Farm.
Yeah. And actually,
Thank
it
you,
was Jim Barnett, the president of Goodyear, who ordered a bottle of wine with Ed and Joan, he and his wife Anna, and I was the guy driving the boat. I was the grunt, the first mate, and everything. And he said to the waiter, 5 glasses. My dad said, Jim, Bob doesn't drink. He's only 19 years old. Jim Barnett said, yeah, bull crap, Ed. If you don't think he's had a beer, what? So it was my very first glass of wine. Still remember today. Louis Jadot, Pouligny Montrachet. It was a white, it was Chardonnay. I go, that's really good. But I couldn't afford wine. It wasn't until 30s, you buy that $8 bottle and then you buy the $10. And
We still do.
exactly.
Now you are
Yeah.
known as the wine man in Cleveland.
I guess.
I was in the
guess.
Fair Lawn member guest last year, and the guy we're playing with says, I'm getting into wine, just this guy in Cleveland, Bob Conrad. You are the man.
I don't know about that. Everyone says, how'd you learn so much about wine? Pop a lot of corks, right? Just taste a few. So anyways, I am the Grand Argentier for the Confrérie du Chevalier du Testament.
God bless you.
Yeah.
What did he just say?
I have no idea. I thought he sneezed.
Yeah, holy shit.
Here, let me wipe up my. So anyways, I enjoy the fermented grape.
What is that in layman's terms?
It stands for the Brotherhood of the Knights of the Tasting Cup. Yeah, really.
Are you like a super sommelier, or have you gone and had that test?
Never done it. Never
Now,
done
is
it.
that a Cleveland organization, or that's
International.
and you're like the top,
In the United States, the Commanderie d'Amérique,
you're
which
the
is
top
the
guy in the
U.S.
United States?
So for the wine committee, there's 5 of us that go to Burgundy in November and maybe taste about 75 wines a day. So yeah, we just taste, we spit.
No, you don't.
Do you have a favorite
We don't
wine?
inhale.
One favorite wine. What is your favorite if you had to go to?
The best wine I've ever had
Yeah.
or my
What
favorite?
you've ever had?
Domaine Romani Conti, La Tâche, it'd be 64.
Like John Christ Winery, you can find that there?
That's where it is.
Delicious, absolutely delicious. So good stuff.
Are you still smoking cigars?
I am. It doesn't do a lot of wonders for your palate when you're tasting wine, but they're still too good.
You got me into that back when we were playing golf at Westwood.
Yeah, every 6 holes, right?
Yeah, you ran through those things. And I recall you used to inhale.
I did.
Why?
Did that ruin my political career just now that I
No,
inhaled?
no, it's
Inhale.
inhale cigars.
Cigars. Cigars.
And the I asked me, I'm like, how the hell did you do that? And you stopped because I think it was
Maybe.
Or do you? Oh, so you're still doing it? You,
I love cigars.
Me too.
Love cigars.
I do too. But then I remember I was playing with you and Rip a lot, and all these guys, and I thought, well, I'm gonna step out and learn more about cigars. So I ended up going to that store in Mayfield. I can't remember what it's called.
Cousins. Oh no, Dad's Cigar on Mayfield Road, right by 271.
Yeah.
Dad's Cigars.
And I played in some invitational on the east side, and this guy had these like, it was a vanilla cigar with a sugar tip,
Swisher Sweet.
and I was like, "This is cool." I remember buying some. I come back over, and I got abused. He was like, "What?" Like swatting. It was like, I'm like, oh,
The
I
brand
thought-
is actually Acid, I think, if I remember right.
Swisher bought acid.
Did they really?
Yeah. It was
Well, they-
called
Look
Drew
at you.
It was called Drew
He
Estate.
sells advertising. in
Yeah.
magazines.
Right.
They were nice cigars.
Yeah, they
but the
actually
fact
are.
that they were vanilla flavored, and I got abused because you guys were the old school. I mean, what's your now? I like Ashton. Is that it?
Ashton's
I
phenomenal.
think it's a nice
Yeah.
mid range, and it's got
Arturo
nice pull.
Fuente, Hemingways, Davidoff. Those are my
Monte
go-to.
Cristo,
Uh,
not bad.
Yeah. I can't
Sandy,
do
the only
Cohibas.
time I would
Too-
smoke
too
cigarettes
tough.
is
I
golfing
agree.
with you.
Yeah, a little bit rough for me.
What's that?
The only time I would smoke cigarettes is golfing with you.
Yeah, I quit that. I used to smoke a lot of cigarettes, especially in the golf course. There's nothing better.
I mean, you
We
guys
used to
would
talk
just-
about where, tee off at 7 a.m. and say hi to somebody in Westwood, and they just walk down the fair with a little ritual of,
Yep.
lit cigarette. It was just, it's still,
Well, you had certain holes that you'd always light one, like the par 5, never on a par 3.
yeah. That was,
Is that right?
so I had,
And everyone would look forward to hole number 4 if you'd ask Alex Barkley for a beer, right?
Yeah.
The little ones.
Yeah.
is he still
Only
out there?
Bud Light, right?
Still
Is it
terrorizing
only
that
Bud
place?
Light or
Yeah.
Bud Light?
No, Bud Light.
Yeah,
The little ones.
But they had the little 7.5.
Yeah.
You
right.
can't get those anymore, can you?
I haven't seen them.
Like Little
I
Kings.
love
Remember
those.
Little
Yes.
Kings?
Because they never get one.
One hitters.
Yes.
So I've got to give you credit for you
love
said
one-hitters.
you said no, bring a golf story.
What's that?
A golf story. So I'm playing.
Oh, yeah, but we got a lot of those.
I think I'm playing Neil Dreher in a match, who's a much better golfer than me. And
You didn't have to say that.
and I was probably nervous. And on number 1, I snap hook like I do, and I think I'm on the tennis courts at Westwood.
You didn't get a car, did you?
You were there, couldn't find my ball, so I'm walking back to the first tee, and you said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I gotta re-tee." And you said, "Fuck it, it's match play. You're just down 1. Move on to number 2, concede number 1." But I was thinking like stroke play mind, and Sandy helped put me on a different mindset for match play. So you were like, win number 2 and the match is even. And I'm like,
Well, this is a guy that used to play high school golf.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got. I think I was better at match play than stroke play for that same. I just had a better mind for it because a lot of times I remember playing a couple of guys, Coughlin, we've been Frank Coughlin, and I forget the guys. older guys. They were nice guys, and they were good players. But they're really good at match play when they're winning. And the one guy, I was 3 down after 4. He's as talkative as can be. I'm like, yeah, okay, you want a beer? I'm just fine yapping. Next thing you know, just chipping away.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I beat him out. I closed him out at 16. And the last 3 holes, he's not talking at all. And I'm like, hey, you remember we were talking about it earlier? Come on. And he's just like, steam coming out of his head, like, yo, motherfucker.
You're a good guy when you're winning.
Yeah, and I found that worked pretty well. So I did the same thing with, oh God, what was his name? Nice guy, Doug something, but good player.
Doug Sanker.
Maybe.
No,
A lot of good golfers at Westwood.
I can't remember. You'd know him, but good players, same thing. 'Cause I, worked the one time with one guy after, I don't know, 8, 9 holes, he's like 2 or 3 up. I really think he's got me on the boards. And when you get to the halfway house, and I think I did a shot or something, and then let's get a big old drink. You want anything? And he's like, no, I'm good. So he's trying to be serious. I'm just like, fuck it. At this point, I'm not going to bid. I'm going to have some fun. And then I'm going to get in his head. And we same thing. Started slowly chipping away. I think I closed him out on 15. He just, again, lively and happy. And then all of a sudden, things go south. He didn't want to talk too much. I think he just left.
Well, Sandy, out of all of us, I have no doubt you've had the lowest index. And how low have you been?
1.5.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
For a stick.
That's why I
I
asked
used
him
to
to be
be-
a partner.
Yeah.
I got down to 6, and I was a horrible 6. I couldn't play to it.
8th flight champ.
Yeah, but
Flat.
being a low handicap,
I had to get on there with you.
being low handicap and playing in tournaments is difficult. I mean, you got to shoot in the par
Yeah.
Right.
because you get all the guys, the 16s, 18s who are shooting 78, and like I can't beat that.
Right.
And that would happen. I went to Michigan to play in a golf tournament with my father-in-law, and everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, they rounded, they set it to 2," and everyone's like, "I played all full."
Was it Oakland Hills too?
No, it was right near there, Forest Lake Country Club.
Forest
Right,
Lake,
it was
nice.
right on the corner.
Right,
We drive
yeah.
past Oakland Hills. But these guys who were like 16s shooting 75 on the Ag Day. I'm like, I couldn't beat that.
Cheaters.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
We do that on the front nine. Yeah.
Been there.
Well, no one throws their ass into a swing like Sandy. Is that
yeah.
true?
True.
I mean, it's a waggle in your swing, but it's
I've got a badonk in there. I stick it out,
dude.
show everyone, and then I
Show
moves and
everyone.
put right up and go, bam. I used to hit it really far. Now I can't play.
And you had that drive that would start
Low.
low and then just rise.
If I could putt, that would have been a game changer. I have so many times I've shot in the par at Westwood a bunch. 70, 70, never broke 70 there. I did it Lakewood and a few other places, but I probably had 20 or 30 rounds of like 72, 73, with 6 3-putts.
Wasn't your dad a great putter?
Yes.
You should have had him give you a
Frustrated the hell out of me.
Well, Lee Trevino wrote that book, How to Line Up a Putt Correctly on the Fourth Try.
That's the story of my life.
Fourth tries to pick up. That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh boy. So
What is the definition of a gimme? Is that a contract between two bad putters?
Yeah.
yeah, my definitely give me, got a lot different. A little worse I putted. It was bad. I remember my buddy Craig Notarini, we'd play together, and he gets so frustrated. He's like, "You're like one of the best golfers from tee to green, and then you can't putt." It's just it's mental. I should have went to my dad, but all he wanted to do is beat me. He's not gonna. I go, drive down the nice drive, hitting the green, 10, 15 feet away. He's over here, chips on 6 and 20 for the par, and I 3-putt. And of course, he's like, oh, you better drink almost changed. He's like Rodney Dangerfield, truly. He's like, what are you doing? You better make that. And it was a nice drive, nice shot. Now what are you going to do? And it just got in my head. So I should have taken some putting lessons, but I never did, unfortunately. So what is, you are, Bob's at country.
I am.
You said you only played once.
Country
last
and
year-
pepper or just country?
Just country. I didn't play at country last year. I played at a course called
Perfect
Wedgwood
member.
down in Powell. They love me.
They love me.
I just haven't been
You're the same
time.
way at Westwood.
I know.
You weren't out there that much. You're
Yeah.
killing ducks.
Well, I will have to say bird hunting has sort of, surpassed.
Are you? Oh, you're not doing that anymore?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Still duck hunting.
Yeah.
I got to put meat on the table somehow.
Goes well with your wine.
It does. A nice Pinot Noir.
And then,
Duck à l'orange.
Larry, what's your handicap? Larry's gotten. Remember when we first started playing? I always loved playing with Larry.
Oh my God.
You're a
we
stick
would play
now.
a lot with Jimmy Geither. We'd
Yeah.
always go
Yeah.
up to an event at
Yeah.
Westwood. And I just won the A flight this year just so I could be on a plaque with Conrad.
Very nice. There was no more fun I had just as a part of the foursome watching when we play with these two, and it doesn't matter who the other person was because the banter between Larry and Tom.
It was always me and you against Larry
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Geither,
Geither,
or you
your
and
son was.
It's Larry's just
that Holvey guy I hate
Holvey,
who almost killed my son.
Yes.
That son of a
Hit him in
bitch.
the head.
Yeah,
Dave Holvey.
yeah, I hate Holvey.
We texted you immediately to tell you that. Yeah, Dave Holvey, we're playing at a member guest, and Dave, your son, Patrick, no, Kevin was out floor caddying. Dave hit the ball into the tree, and you could see Kevin backing out of the tree to watch it come out, and he did the head shake because he didn't know which way the ball was going, and it hit him right in the crown of the nose, and he went down, and Dave was like, holy shit, I got to get out there and see how he's doing. So he rushes out, takes the cart, rushes out. We're on the tee forever. People from the other hole come over. Everyone's looking at your son on the ground. Now we're backing up behind me. And the one group comes up and goes, Larry, I think you can hit. You could probably hit there over here on the left. Why don't you hit?
Guess
and then
what
you can
happens?
go out. I hit it into the same tree. and I have to yell 4. I was like, oh my God, you couldn't have a worse situation. I didn't hit anybody though. But we immediately sent a text to you saying your son's going to be okay.
Well, I got 3 texts before you. Like Minotti texted me. He's like, "Wolf killed your kid."
Well, then he shows up the next day. You know how it turns like green and yellow? Like his whole nose looked horrific. But he
You
came
almost
back.
killed him.
Almost killed him, right.
And I like that Holvey gave him a $1.
some of the most
I love you, Dave.
Yeah.
nicest guy in the world too. But we would play, and Larry just talks
Oh my God.
throughout the golf round, which I love. I used to hate it because I wanted to be serious. And now I don't need music playing, and I want to talk and just banter. And Tom's up to hit his ball, and Larry's kind of trying to whisper to me. Of course, it's just like, "Hey, you just hit it," and Tom's like, "I can hear you, Larry. I'm trying to hit the golf ball. You mind shutting your mouth?" And then the banter would go again, go back and forth. It was just
Larry talks in his own backswing.
Doesn't
He does.
hurt me.
that reminds me of the story.
Like
So
you.
Yeah.
I had my father-in-law out at Westwood for the Invitational, and one of the 9 holes was alternate shot, true alternate shot,
That's tough.
which is
So hard.
Right.
And my
So hard.
father-in-law was like a 22, so he was, I love him to death, but he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
So, and I think we're on the, doesn't matter what hole, he puts me just like in the tee shot, dead, or somewhere bad. I'm playing with Dr. DeMassa.
Tommy DeMoss.
Dr. D, just a legend. He's hysterical. And I forget who his partner was, another dentist or orthodontist. He's-
Jimmy Stroh.
Stroh.
Yeah.
And he's always
Lakewood.
he's always talking. Have you ever played with him?
Yeah.
Because he's relaxed. Even just during his own swing, he's talking. And my father-in-law hits me into some god-awful spot. He goes, wow, that's tough. I would never want to do that to my father-in-law. Now my mother, in his middle is better. Now my mother-in-law tries it, and I'm laughing my ass off. Literally, he's saying all this while he's swinging. Now my mother-in-law, fuck her. That's.
Hopefully she never sees this.
Is he still out there?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My God, he was too funny. I had, I learned a lot from him, especially playing 7.5 at Westwood in the old days. I don't know if you guys ever really got into that, the card game.
Oh, in the early days,
Yes.
they played a lot of when I joined.
It was more dice. A lot of
Yes,
dice.
Yeah, that's when I left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that pot could cost you a fortune.
Oh, yeah.
I learned quickly not to do that.
And you had a lot of rotator cuff issues from slamming the
You know, it
dice.
was
That was
Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny
or
was
Pritchard.
so funny.
Pritchard.
That guy.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yes. Yeah. that-
Mikey Kelly, part of that crew, probably.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
For sure. Without a doubt.
With the 7.5 game, that was pretty popular out there.
Yeah.
And I was a young guy playing with Tony Romano, Dr. D, a couple other Highland. And these guys, I didn't have any money.
I wouldn't play it.
And these guys are,
Who? Frankie Sircone.
Frankie Scone.
Who else was
Frankie's
in
not
that?
there anymore.
The same crew was always out there.
Sure.
I'm like, I ain't getting here.
Yeah.
And the pots get like $2 or
Huge.
$3 grand.
Yes. You start sweating.
Oh, I'm shitting my pants. And there's a pot, and it goes to me. I'm like, I have 5, which is, I got a pot and I'm good. And I'm like, okay. And Tony Romano just turns his card over. He's got like a 6. So I had to leave checks in people's lockers because I'm hoping they would not, don't cash that.
Yeah, I owe you.
Don't cash that till next week.
Cash that and don't tell Mary Beth.
It happened twice, and then people are talking about like how much they lost. But then I got them back, and I won big again, and I'm like, I'm done.
They don't do that anymore. It's
No.
not. No.
It's dangerous.
You don't see it up there the way that used to be at the old club. before they tore it
Absolutely.
down.
Yeah.
No longer.
So, Sandy, I got to share a story with you. Sandy was always dressed to the nines.
He's a handsome man.
I mean, he is a very handsome man.
I try.
And you were the first guy, and I was told this by my wife, that you were the first guy that bought a pair of jeans called Diesel. And literally, and Laurel goes, I'm Garanimals. That's as far, preppy Garanimals. And
Killed the Wrangler, though.
let me tell you, 550, straight leg. So Laurel says to me, did you see Sandy had a really nice pair of jeans? And I want to say, I think those jeans were like $200 or
300.
something. Right? And I said to Laurel, I go, holy crap. I said, I can't afford that pair of jeans.
Oh, you think I could?
Yeah, but she goes, well, Sandy really looked good. I said, were you noticing Sandy? Not me. Well, again, he is a handsome man, right? I got as a gift for my birthday Diesel jeans because of Sandy Hahn. Yeah, I think I wore them to one party, and it was actually, I can tell you exactly who it was. Your brother Steve had a party.
Yeah.
And you guys know this story, or maybe not. But I would say to Laurel, Sandy is the best, right? He sings, you're karaoke, you're unbelievable.
Kicked out of a few bars for that, but that's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Truly, actually, you guys need to tell a few of those stories. But we're at your brother Steve's house. Tim's there, your sister, Liz, right? And so we're there, and I said, the party gets going once Sandy starts doing the Boo Weekly or, where he he starts to.
My pants come down a lot. I had some troubles.
Yeah, well, this is not a
That's a
Universe
diesel
Bulletin
defect.
podcast, right? Yes. So it was at about maybe 11 o'clock. He starts rolling. I said, the party's a go now, right?
And the party ends when Mary Beth comes into a bar and takes you out.
Dragging my ass away.
Yeah, I've
She
seen
let
that.
me get away with
Seen
a
that.
lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So it made me think about another great night. And I don't recall. I don't know if you. I think you may have been there here in Bridge. We went to Bob and Laurel's house at. And I'll keep this.
Is this the one in Westlake?
Yeah.
This is when
Oh,
you
yeah.
put the man cave in, I think.
Yes.
Yes. You showed me the man.
I was
cave.
there, but I left early because I had my.
Well, you missed some
kids.
stuff.
I'll tell one early story, then you tell the later.
There was somebody who was doing something at 2 a.m, running around his house naked. Because we started playing
Who was that?
Truth or
Ringing
Dare.
doorbells.
I don't know. I think it was.
I do know who, but I'm going to
Yeah.
keep it anonymous.
Sandy, though, that night I brought my
And
kids
I
because
rang the
couldn't get a
doorbell with
sitter.
a neighbor too, and then ran around the house and came back. And I don't. We were.
The Humphreys actually called me the next day.
Oh no.
Really?
It's okay. It's all good.
Is
Bob
that
and
why
Karen
you
were fine.
Then moved to the east side?
He was a lawyer. That was the only thing I was worried about.
Well, I heard about it only
Yeah,
the next
I had to
day.
move out of that neighborhood right after
Oh, my
that
God.
party.
Yeah.
And I would have bought your house. But you never told me you would have. You sold it. No, so tell me that. I would've loved your house. My kids.
I
loved your
love
house.
that. That was great.
That was a
We
great.
almost
house.
moved there, but
Now, I got to
yeah.
tell you a story there, though. We came, because I couldn't get a sitter, brought my little kids. My daughter was afraid of you. You remember, she's like 2.
What did you
And
do?
she
to her?
kept looking at you because you were kind of loud. And so I kind of knelt
Isn't
down
she
next
used to
to
that?
Sandy. Yeah, I knelt down, and I was trying to say, it's okay, Sandy. And I went to give him
He
a
won't
kiss on the
bite.
cheek, and he turns and kisses me on the lips. And my daughter, you see a little 2-year-old, she's just like, she's still in therapy. It would be later on, we'd talk about, some reason we would talk about that house.
I've had
Like
that
going
effect
to
on people.
Mr. Conrad's house, and she'd be like, that man kissed you. You know, I'd be like, oh, God, here
That's
we go.
scary,
again.
man.
It is scary for a little kid. to
I've
see
used that one. I've used that one a lot.
Yeah.
People don't always like it.
I liked it, but my daughter did
I
not.
had fun. No, that was such a great night, and I mean, literally, there's just so many days and nights that we've had together.
Oh,
From golf,
Late nights.
dinners, late nights. I'm gonna remember it for hopefully rest of my
Long time.
long life. But this has been so fun. Any other comments or closing thoughts before we
I would say,
move on?
you know, you had written down things about this, about things early things about you. I'd give you immense credit for being the most uninhibited person. As a shy guy growing up, believe it or not.
no.
I mean, when I met
we
you, I
don't.
was like, God, I wish I could be more that guy who could just lean into life. And I love that about you, you know, as a friend, that I would see you do things, be like, God, he has no reservations about getting on stage and doing, just being you. It's a great quality.
It's true.
I love you for it. I mean,
Well, I appreciate that, and unfortunately, I lost that for a few years since this diagnosis. But I've been fighting through it, and this things like this help me so much.
yeah.
It's therapeutic, and to talk with just old friends because we haven't seen
Yeah.
each other so long. But it's like we were just teeing off on Westwood
Yeah.
last week.
One thing, Sandy, hands down, best hugger in the world. And I say that even from a guy standpoint, right? You are
Bring it in.
That's
You
exactly
are-
what you say. Bring it in.
best hugger in the
Well,
world.
and I've gotten away a lot of times. I'll give the hug and I'll give it whatever it is, and I say, "What?" Smack in the ass, and they're like, "Whoa!" And other people are like, "Shock! Oh my God!" I'm like, I think it was Todd McMahon. Was, how do you get away with that? These women would slap me, but you're smacking asses all over the place, and they're laughing and giving one another hug.
Because I'm Sandy.
That's right.
How you do it?
Exactly
can't.
right,
I
Tom.
get away with it.
Always have.
So well, I'll mention real quick too, because it was really special. Is Tom was just playing a video of these guys of the lead singer Sister Hazel doing a video that he recorded that Tom requested, and we'll keep it quick, but he's going along and talking to me from his car. And it was just special. I remember he sent it to me and showed it to my wife, and both looked at it and like brought a tear to my eye, like how special that was. And just all you guys have been special for a long time. And I'm hoping that this will be the last time that we get together. So I can't golf, but we're doing this fundraiser at Lear Country Club. So hopefully you can come out, make it. It'll be fun.
July 17th, you said.
July 17th. Monday.
Nice.
It's on my calendar.
And we're going to start getting more details out to you guys and everyone. And
Well, and if we can help plan it,
yeah, well, I know you
let us
guys.
know.
Anything.
I would love that.
That's
So
done.
right now we've got my brother-in-law TR who wanted to get it going last summer, and I was not doing good back then. I had a lot of bad things, but the more the merrier. If you guys can help,
Help to reach out. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And then a few others were involved because I've at least got the date and the places. And now I'm like, okay, I'm done. I want to get involved more, but it's difficult for me at times to move on. I haven't actually. This is the best day of the week. This week I literally was in bed and hard to get out of bed. And I've had a lot of weeks like that, unfortunately, in the sleep. You know, going 2 days, nights with no sleep at all. What that does to you, it ruins the rest of the day. And I finally slept last night, and I feel fucking fantastic. And so to spend this time with you guys is amazing. I appreciate it. And hopefully this spring or summer we can get back together and go on the golf course. I'll just sit in the car.
You ride with me.
I'm going to ride in the car with you.
Like old times.
Actually, I'd like to drive the beer cart with you since I'm not playing any golf.
I'm not either. We can smoke cigars,
You know what, Sandy? You
drink
and
beer
me.
and wine, and have a little megaphone or something, and we'll just rip on them.
Absolutely. Actually, we'll have a microphone talk loud in Larry's backswing.
Yes.
He'll love it.
I love it. It's perfect.
Larry doesn't need a microphone because he talks very loud, and everyone else is back from anyway. So that will do it for this episode.
for
These
having
guys
us.
are
Loved it,
awesome.
buddy.
Sandy, love
Can't
being with
thank
you.
you enough that you came for this. Sorry, Rip. We'll try and maybe do another one at some point because I've scheduled a bunch more of these, which is exciting because I don't do anything. So this is something for me to.
You do a great
It
job.
kind of gives me a purpose to do something, and it's also special. I know that other people who have responded, people again I haven't talked to since high school, like, oh wow, this is meaningful. That means everything to me. That other people can see something and it helps them. That means the world to me. So I'm going to keep doing a bunch of those, and I've got a few groups who are doing encore presentations. So we're going to do another one too because Rip missed this one. So we need Kenny to come back and defend himself.
Defend himself.
So that'll be it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All
Thanks,
right,
Sandy.
Take care,
Thanks,
peeps.
fellas.